Hey everyone, this is Derek J, and I have run into a very active food freedom activist, Kimberly Hartke, and she's going to tell you a bit about the organizations with which she works, and then she'll tell you about the Weston A. Price Foundation, which is a really interesting foundation. Here she is with a sign. And how you doing today, Kimberly?
Just great, Derek J. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And how far did you come to be here today?
I came from Reston, Virginia, about a 30-minute drive.
My goodness.
I live out near Dulles Airport.
And how did you hear about this event?
Actually, I'm the publicist for the event. Our organization, the Weston A. Price Foundation, is a member of the Farm Food Freedom Coalition. And I also do PR for the coalition, and I do PR for the Farm to Consumer Legal Defense Fund, which the Weston A. Price Foundation started to defend our rights to nutrient-dense foods from local farms without government interference.
Wonderful. And so, tell me a bit about the work that you do on behalf of the Weston A. Price Foundation. Well,
I sent out a few press releases this week, about 3 of them on behalf of the organization. I blog at HartkeIsOnline.com. It's my personal news magazine about the local foods movement, and I'm working to make it the Huffington Post of real foods. I try to showcase the many voices of the local foods movement, whether they be farmers, farm market managers, food activists, nutritionists. What I'm trying to do is show the world the value in these kinds of foods and the fact that we need to fight politically for access. And I knew that I wasn't the expert on everything. I'm basically a PR person, and I have a modicum of knowledge. So what I do is I invite more knowledgeable people onto my blog to share their stories, their testimonies. I have a section called Food Politics, and in that section I have small farms versus big governments. Those are my favorite stories to write. The tragic, heartbreaking stories of a family farm that shut down cruelly, and with insensitivity by the government. A farmer that's got mouths to feed and cows that are giving milk twice a day, and all of a sudden the government says you're not allowed to operate. And it's just a human tragedy that's taking place all over this country. In the worst economy we've seen in many decades, it's unconscionable. And so I know the mainstream media is not really tracking with these issues, and I feel obligated to try and get these stories out there. And often I'll send one of my stories to the reporters trying to enlist their interest or engage them. There's a raw dairy farmer in Canada that was shut down and facing 21 criminal counts. I did a Michael Schmidt month on my blog and invited people from all over the world to write blog posts, which I then turned around and sent to editors all over Canada. And they all thought I was Canadian. They were surprised at the end of it all to learn that I was an American citizen, very far removed from their country and their country's politics. I don't vote there, but yet I was trying to exert an influence. I even had students from an agricultural or veterinary program, I think it was, in Hawaii. Their professor assigned them to write letters to me for Michael Schmidt's benefit. So it's been a very rewarding path. I got into all this because I have a health condition myself, chondromalacia patella. Some of you may know it as runner's knee. It's not because I was a runner, it was because I was too sedentary in my lifestyle. I became literally crippled with pain. I couldn't walk up and down stairs without searing pain in my knee joints. I was begging my husband to move to a Rambler because I simply couldn't deal with the pain. My husband said, "You're not going to leave this house, and you're also not going to be in a wheelchair. We're going to find a solution." So through my research on the internet, I discovered eventually the Weston A. Price Foundation and the fact that raw milk is a healing therapeutic food, and the anti-inflammatory properties of raw milk have literally given me my life back. I now have basically 95% of my pain is gone. At the minimum, I have a little bit of soreness and stiffness on occasion, but I've literally bought years of my life back. I was too young for the medical option for my condition, which is a knee replacement. They only last 15 years. And what's shocking to me is how many of my peers are now having hips replaced, knees replaced, without even thinking about the fact that they're not going to last forever. They may have to do it again. How many times can your bones be screwed into before they just disintegrate? Band-Aid and they don't hold a screw. You know, this is the thing. I was too young for any medical solution. I needed a therapeutic, nutritional, and lifestyle change option. And when I found out how at risk my option really was, I got terrified that my rights to this food would be taken away and that I would be back in pain again. So out of really pure self-interest, I volunteered to become the publicist for all this. And I actually do get paid to do this work. They saw the value in what I was doing and they said, you know what, we don't want you to do it as a volunteer, we want to hire you, because I did have a PR background. So, you know,
well, clearly you're very passionate about these issues. Where can folks connect with you so that they can learn more about these issues from you yourself?
Well, my blog has a page in Facebook. I'd love for them to Facebook Hartke is Online in Facebook, and they could also follow my blog directly, hartkeisonline.com. Let me spell that for you. It's HARTKEISONLINE. And I'm also one of the founding bloggers of realfoodmedia.com. At that portal you can follow over 25 passionate bloggers like myself that really believe in local foods, that really believe in the Weston Price Foundation dietary guidelines as opposed to the USDA dietary guidelines. And we're blogging our brains out, and we now have traffic of upwards of 1 million unique visitors a month who are reading our recipes, implementing them in their kitchens, showing our posts to their friends through social media. We do Twitter parties, we do everything we can to engage the broader community. That this is our own news media source. We've had to create our own media sources to get these words out to people.
Your website one more time?
HartkeisOnline.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much, Kimberly. Have a great rest of the day and enjoy Lemonade Freedom Day.
I sure will. I think I'll go have some right now.
Great. Bye-bye.
Thank you.